how to escape the rat race of chasing happiness and become happy right now. For as long as mankind has existed, we have asked ourselves, how do we find happiness? And for thousands of years, we've had the answer to this question. So why is it that most of us are still unhappy? After all, our lives in the 21st century are pretty easy and comfortable compared to those of our ancestors. Yet, the majority of people feel anxious and unhappy most of the time. Although this is influenced by many factors, one of the main contributors is that people are searching for happiness in a roundabout way that's guaranteed to fail, leaving them miserable and feeling hollow, and they don't even know it. I'd like you to see this for yourself. Bring to mind any goals that you have for yourself, and let's take a look at your honest objective. Let's take Johnny for example. Johnny wants to lose some weight. Now, if I ask Johnny to look a little bit deeper and ask himself why he wants to lose the weight, he might say, I want to lose the weight because I think girls will find me more attractive. Now, if I ask Johnny to go one step farther and ask himself why he wants that, he might say, well, if I'm more attractive, I can find a girlfriend who loves me and I'll be happy. Notice that Johnny's true motivation is the feeling of happiness. Weight loss is just a way to attain that happiness in Johnny's mind. In a moment, I'll invite you to pause the video and look at the true motivation behind your goals. I'm claiming that the only thing you're truly after in life are feelings, and that all of your external goals are just maps to help you find those feelings. I want you to see this for yourself by looking at your most important goals and asking yourself, why do I want this? Until you get to the bottom of your true motivation. So, go ahead and try this. Pause the video now. Now that you can see that what you truly want is a specific feeling, let me ask you a question. Once you actually achieve your goal, how long will that feeling actually last? You might be tempted to say, it'll last forever. But this is one of the biggest tricks that your mind plays on you. The truth is that feeling will only last a short while, and once it passes, and it will, you'll be stuck chasing another feeling through another goal. Notice that a man with this mindset is creating a barrier between himself and happiness. A person stuck in this mental trap is like a rat chasing cheese his whole life without realizing he's on a wheel and will never catch up to the cheese. You've probably heard of this idea before, but just hearing about it isn't actually enough to make you change. Why? Well, there's two reasons. One, you're afraid. Your mind is tricking you into believing that you need to attach happiness to your goals in order to feel motivated enough to actually achieve them. In reality, when you allow yourself to be happy right now, before you achieve your goals, your motivation levels actually go through the roof. The only way to see if this is true is to try it for yourself. And if it's not working for you, then stop. You really have nothing to lose. The second reason you haven't made this change before is because you probably didn't know how to feel happy without achieving an external result. The remainder of this video is dedicated to teaching you specific ways to escape the rat race of chasing happiness and feel happy right now. Number 1. Gratitude. Gratitude is a pure expression of love. Right now, think of one thing that you could be thankful for. Just focus on that feeling of gratitude. Let yourself smile. Notice that it's impossible to suffer while you focus on this feeling of love. One of the most overlooked forms of gratitude is gratitude for the entire universe or existence itself. Do you realize that this entire thing is magic? Do you understand that you are literally a miracle? Could it be that life is just one absurdly grand gift to you? Look around you. Can you appreciate the magic that surrounds you and composes you? Focus on this feeling for just a few seconds. I believe this feeling is our most natural state. We can move towards the state of love and happiness by starting a gratitude journal, using positive affirmations, and letting go of anything in the way of this natural state of love and peace, which brings me to number 2, presence. Although gratitude is an important tool for creating happiness, presence is even more powerful. Remember that the only thing most of us are seeking is a feeling. But when do feelings exist? Well, they exist right now, in the present moment. Notice that even when you're thinking about the past or the future, the feelings still exist right now, at the moment we are thinking. The problem is, happiness and any other feeling you're after only exists in the present moment, but you're absorbed in the past and the future 99% of the time. Also notice that your experience of the past and the future only exists as concepts in your mind. They are mental movies that our mind creates. This creates an enormous challenge because your mind is not designed to help create happiness. It's designed to help you survive. Therefore, it's constantly looking out for threats. That's why you're constantly creating these mental fantasies where you're imagining danger, worrying about what other people think of you, and beating yourself up for mistakes you've made in the past. These mental movies create very real feelings in your present experience, which often lead to seemingly constant states of uneasiness and anxiety. While all of this is happening, the magic and beauty in life is slipping by undetected. Happiness is available in every single moment, but we're too caught up in our minds to notice it. Can you see that this is insanity? So how do we break out of our minds? It's as simple as choosing to become present right now. By making this choice, you can lose your mind and come to your senses. After all, what actually is the present moment? If you notice, it's a collection of sensations. It's the feelings in your body, the sights you see, the sounds you hear. Just for 30 seconds, I want you to try something. Close your eyes and just start to notice the sensations in your body. Now, you don't have to label them, just feel them. Feel the sensations in your feet and in your legs. Feel the sensations in your hips, in your belly, and in your back. In your chest, in your arms, and in your hands. Feel the sensations in your shoulders, neck, head, and face. Now take 3 deep breaths and just feel what it feels like to breathe. Now see if you can feel your heart beating. Just notice that feeling. Now open your eyes. Look at your surroundings. You don't need to label anything. Just notice what it's like to see. Tune into any sounds that you hear, and just notice what it's like to hear. So this is just a tiny taste of what it feels like to be present. The feeling of peace and relaxation you feel right now goes infinitely deeper, and you can live your entire life in this state. Everything becomes richer and more beautiful, and all of your suffering dissolves. If you happen to be a human, I highly recommend you check out the book, The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. I listened to this on audiobook in nature multiple times, and I've had some of the most profound experiences of my life. Go check it out. Now, the next point seems a bit obvious, but it's worth saying. Do things that you enjoy. When we're stuck in the rat race mindset, we often only see something as worth doing when it gives us some external result. For example, it's worth it to go to work because we earn a paycheck, but but just taking a few moments to enjoy yourself might seem lofty and pointless. But again, the feeling is the whole point of the action. When we can cut out the middleman and find happiness directly in our actions, we can actually enjoy our lives much more consciously instead of playing mind games to achieve happiness in the future, which of course we know is an illusion. After all of this, if it still doesn't feel like it's worth it to do things just for the sake of enjoyment, consider this. When you do things that you enjoy, you create happiness that spills over into every area of your life, improving your relationships, your energy, your health, and your career. Speaking of your career, do you enjoy what you do for a living? You spend roughly half your waking life working. Let that sink in. If you don't love what you do, you're throwing away half your life. If you choose to do what you love and you pour your heart and soul into your work every single day, I'd be willing to bet that you'd be much more successful and you'd make a much larger and more meaningful impact in the world than if you just settled for a job that pays the bills and nothing more. Not to mention, you'll actually love your life and you'll feel passionate and fulfilled. Get this area of your life taken care of. I'll leave you with this. Nobody can make any of these changes for you. I want you to see that happiness is not something that you can achieve. It's not something that is created by external circumstances. Happiness is a choice, and it's available to you right now. And it will only ever be available right now. Let yourself have it. You deserve it. Thank you so much for watching, my friend. If you want to help share this content around the internet, hit that like button right now. And if you want more videos on wisdom, love, and self-mastery, make sure you subscribe to Journey of Awakening and hit that notification bell so you know when I make a new video. Thanks, and I hope you have a beautiful day.